day the ground will rumble as two herbivores, the triceratops and the Ankylosaurus, will duke it out. Who will win? Let us find out. It can be very difficult to understand the intelligence of an animal that is already extinct, as all you have is bones and brain cases. So, today we will be using the brain-to-body ratio. It states that if the animal has a big brain relative to its body size, it could be more intelligent. So, if we use this method and make a chart, we can see that the Triceratops and Ankylosaurus were not very intelligent. They are behind crocodiles, T-Rexes, and raptors. But we can also conclude that the Triceratops was much more intelligent than the Ankylosaurus. This leads us to believe that they were smarter as they had a bigger brain relative to their body size. If we look at the Triceratops' brain, we can see that it was mostly used for the sense of smell. The olfactory bulb, the bulb that think, was actually underdeveloped and very small. This leads us to believe that the Triceratops was not too smart when it came to strategic thinking, but rather knew how to use its weapons efficiently without hurting itself in the process. It was an instinctive fighter. The Ankylosaurus had a very thick skull, which made it hard for a brain to fit in there. If we look at the Ankylosaurus' brain, we see that it was mostly used for the sense of smell, but the olfactory bulb was underdeveloped. So for that reason, the Triceratops wins the factor of intelligence. The next factor is defense. How well could these animals take damage? Well, the Triceratops' most defensive trait was its frill that were protected from attacks from predators like the T-Rex. However, that's it. That's its only defensive property, unlike the Ankylosaurus, which had thick bony armor that would cover its entire body, or most of its body. This armor would cover a higher portion of its body than the Triceratops' frill. So for that reason, the Ankylosaurus wins the factor of defense. The last factor is weaknesses. The animal that wins this factor is the animal with the least exploitable weakness, especially to the opponent. The Triceratops' weakness is the back, as both the horns and the frill were located at the front of this animal. Many predators would aim for the back of the Triceratops. The weakness of an Ankylosaurus was its stomach, as it had no armor there. But the winner for this is the Ankylosaurus.